Hi everybody, DJ Yoakley here with another episode of Coach's Corner, East Palestine style, with head coach Mr. Bill Stanton. Coach, a big game tonight back in the EOAC, and I'll tell you what, it's going to be fun. Your good friend Mr. Chris Cadvan across the sideline from you. Talk to me about the relationship that you have with the other coaches, and not just in the EOAC, but in general. Seem like a guy that has a lot of those connections.
Well, it comes down to it. You start to get a lot of connections with just transferring film and guys asking for film. And then it kind of gets to a deeper level. I mean, there's not many guys out there that you can just call and say, hey, this is what the situation we're in. Would you go about it? You can call other people, but, I mean, people that have actually been there and actually do it on a daily basis is always good to hear from. So Coach Cadvan and I are real good friends on that side of it. And tonight will be fun because we'll get to rib each other back and forth. Whoever gets the win will actually be one up on each other because we split last year. We went ahead and lost to them by 1 point, which he let me know of.
Still burns you a little bit, looks like.
So you know what? We'll go at it again tonight, and hopefully we'll come out with a win, and I can let him know that we won. Haven't talked to him all day because of the fact that I told him that we were not talking today. So we'll see what happens.
You say that, but you told me a little something different. There was a text message early on this morning that you passed along, and what did that say?
I sent him 0 dark 30 like LeBron when he makes it to the playoffs and doesn't go on any type of social media. Just to throw a little jab in there. He threw a couple back, but right now we are not talking, and as I told him with his jokes this week, I don't even know if I'll walk down the sideline yet and acknowledge him and say hello. I probably will. You probably will see me, but I did throw that in there earlier in the week. So, Coach,
you talk about the basketball tournament you brought in over Christmas break. It was a good tournament, good outcome. From the financial standpoint, you brought a lot of good teams in. The Battle of the Borders, of course, and unfortunately not able to come away with a win against Mohawk. However, you learned a lot about your team, and from the wins that I keep hearing down the way, there might be change in store for the offense here in East Palestine.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to go with a little bit different of an offense here coming up. I don't want to give too much away, but it's gonna be a big change. The kids have been practicing it all week, and I really think it's going to help us. It's going to help the program. And it's going to be an exciting way of basketball that people are going to come out and want to see. Tonight we'll throw it in, and we'll try and go after it. It'll be the first time we run it in a game. So, you know what? It comes down to, will it work, will it not? If you're not a good coach if you don't change things up and see what will work. I mean, we've been working the best lately, so let's see what happens. Let's get some more shots, see what happens.
Is this one of those scenarios for you that if it works, great. If it doesn't, we're going to keep on moving to the next one? Or if it doesn't work, are you just going to keep on trying to build around this new philosophy that you're trying to bring into East Palestine?
You know what? I think it's going to be one of those things you keep building on. Even though something doesn't work, you still get something out of it. And I'm one of those guys that I tell my team all the time, failure doesn't actually exist.
Right.
If I throw an offense in and it doesn't work, we're still going to get something out of it. And I tell our kids all the time, if I go and take a test and I don't do so hot on it, I didn't fail that test. I learned a better way to go about getting better on that test.
Right.
So, we put it on our locker room door, so we go by that as failure doesn't actually exist. So it's actually going to be just we're going to build on it. So it's not like we're going to just say, you know what, we're not going to use this, it's done. We'll just build off of it and see what way we can get better. I mean, we're young, so we got time.
When do you know as a coach that it's time for a change? And is this change going to excite the players that you have? Have you already seen kind of the excitement from your guys, or is it something that's going to take a minute to build it?
We've seen a lot of excitement from it, but you know what? I'm not one of those guys that overnight changes things.
Right.
We got to look at the numbers. We got to see the games. We got to
look at your roster too.
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to a lot of different things. I mean, it's not like I wake up in the morning and I say, "Oh, let's try this." It's all different things. And again, as I tell my staff all the time, I'm not Greg Popovich and I'm not God, so I'm not going to have the best stuff every time.
Right.
So bring me something. It may be whatever it may be. I'll throw it in. If it works, great. That's what you're here for. If it doesn't work, okay. We tried it and It doesn't work and we get better. So it comes down to the numbers and the personnel, and then working with the 3 other guys I got in the room with me. If you're the smartest guy in the room, you're doing something wrong. Yep, you're in the wrong room. So they bring me stuff and they help me out.
So when we look at this style, is it because, and you've made no bones about it, there's not a whole lot of size on your team right now. Without giving too much away, is that one of the reasons you had to make a change when you go up against a team? We saw you go I personally have seen you go up against Struthers and Mohawk. Those are 2 teams with some pretty big horses. As you go into the EOAC, you've got some tall figures in Columbiana, especially in Lisbon. You up against United tonight. I think they got a 6.5-footer under their wings and Coach Cadvan. So when you look at it, is this more a new offense built around what you have to go with, or is it something that you're just going to take a flyer on and hope it works?
Well, you know what, DJ, it's kind of funny you say that because the joke that I always tell people is I don't think that they raise tall kids in East Palestine. Even you walk the hallways, there's not too many of them.
Nope.
So, yeah, it comes down to we're just not very big. And every last 5 games, 6 games that we've played, I've watched my kids give everything they got. And I can't fault them in anything that they're doing. They're working their butts off. But we're just not getting it done. And the reason we're not getting it done is we give a great box out, but guys can go over us without fouling us because they're just so much bigger. So if we can change it up a little bit and get things going in the way that we want to do them and the way we're looking to go, I think it'll help us out a lot, and it'll help us out on the offensive end, get us some uncontested shots. And I guess the way I look at it is the more percentages, the more shots you get, the more points you're going to make a couple more, then you have a better chance to make a couple more.
The more shots you take, the more shots you make, hopefully, right?
Hopefully.
So that's the way it goes, and I think I'm starting to figure things out, putting the puzzle pieces together, and I'm excited for the new brand of basketball in East Palestine. Let's talk about your team. It's been a tough couple months for some of them, multi-sport athletes. We've talked about this at length off the microphone. What is it like for them to sit here with 1 win on the season, look at a game like tonight, know that the rest of the way, the majority of the games are going to be for something. It's going to be EOAC conference play. Getting them hyped up, you don't really have to do a lot, but knowing that these are winnable games, and some of these are must-win games in order to stay out of the cellar in the EOAC. Talk to me about the temperature of the team right now, what you're seeing at practice, what you're seeing on the film that you're studying, and how they're progressing this season.
Well, I think our kids as my other coaches tell me, I'm the worst pregame speech person in America, as they tell me all the time.
Can you give us a taste of a pregame speech?
We're not going there, DJ, but they tell me I'm the worst pregame speech guy, that I probably couldn't pump anybody up.
Win this one for the Gipper?
I try and pump them up. But every night they come out and play hard. So it's either my other coaches are wrong, or my kids just want to come out and play hard every night and do what they can. I'm leaning towards they're pretty good kids and they're going to want to do what they can. So you know what? They haven't given up. They haven't done anything that I've said, you know what, we're not playing hard. It comes with playing. There's groups, young groups, you can either put them in the film room and they're going to get better with that, or you're going to go out and play. We got to get better by just going out and playing against people. And there's not much. I can't. Ohio High School lets me have 5 scrimmages, and usually you open up with them. So I can't really do much other than let's go play a basketball game every Tuesday and Friday night, and let's get better that way. So we're growing on the floor. We're growing on the fly. Now, is that the perfect way to do it? No. But that's the way we have to do it, and that's the way we're going to do it.
You and I have talked about this at length again. Obviously, we have a lot of conversations being in the same town, but the reality is that everything, the foundation of a program is built way before they get to high school. You are heavily involved with the East Palestine Youth Sports Association. You show up to even their preschool events that they're doing for basketball to help build your program. You're here for the long run. That's the way you see it. How important is it to have a foundation like that and to be involved, not just 9 through 12 or 7 through 12, but to be involved in those younger age brackets, to introduce yourself to them and vice versa, and to see what you have coming up the pipeline?
Well, I want to first say it's not just me. My players are out there too. And when it comes down to the players are down there because I've said to them and put in their head that, we've been given an opportunity to play for East Palestine, and we were given the opportunity to play for EPYSA, and people did that for us. So we should give back to that. Again, as you stated, I'm here for the long run. I enjoy this town. I enjoy the people in it. Sometimes they don't enjoy me, but it is what it is. So, you know what, to get down there and see the faces and see the little kids, I enjoy being around little kids. I love the fact that they can go home with mom and dad after.
Right.
I don't want to spend all day with them.
You're not there yet.
Yeah, I don't want to spend. I don't want to spend all day, but
fiance might not like that part.
No, I can't take care of myself, let alone take care of a little kid. But we love to get down there and help out as much as we can, because my philosophy has always been, if I'm not down there helping with the youth, I'm not building my program. It doesn't revolve around just the kids in the high school program. The 7th and 8th graders are a big deal, and all the way down is a big deal for me, because sooner or later, hopefully, if I do my job right, they'll be playing for me in the future.
I think it's interesting because most people may not know this that are watching this. You're not an East Palestine guy. Like, you weren't born here, you weren't raised here. You're an implant, essentially, from Poland, from the Borbid area, Youngstown, from the EO. But you've really fell in love with East Palestine and what we have to bring, not just because you have a job here, but because of what East Palestine is. What is it about the brown and white that draws you in here in Little East Palestine, Ohio?
Well, I think the first thing, DJ, would be the fact that wherever you go, somebody's going to want to talk to you and just be nice.
Yeah.
And that's, a lot of people say that's a Southern thing, but in all reality, you come down to East Palestine, somebody's going to talk to you and going to give you something nice, wave to you or something like that. And you've talked to me a lot, and you know that I'd like to talk. As a lot of people say, I'm a politician at heart, and I talk to a lot of people. So that's one thing. The other thing is, everybody's out to help out as much as they can. We played Southern. It was game 4 or 5, and we didn't come out with a win, but the kids played really hard.
Yep.
As much as you get upset that you didn't come out with a win, I must have got 6-7 phone calls and text messages, people that could find my number. I don't really like to give out my number too much so parents can't call me and stuff. But a lot of people who had my number reached out and said, "Hey, you're doing a great thing. Your kids are playing hard. I'm proud of them. Even though you didn't get to win, I'm proud of you." So, even though I'm not from here, at the heart of me, it's brown and orange, brown and white, whatever colors we want to consider we are. But that's what it comes down to. It comes down to the fact that it's a great community. People are willing to help, and people are out there for the good of the kids and the good of what we want to do. And at the end of the day, it all comes down to the kids. If you're a coach, if you're here for the money or you're here for your own accolades, you're here for the wrong thing. It comes down to Jimmy and Joe at the end of the day becoming better people. Basketball is a thing, but basketball is second to let's make them better people and let's go from there.
Love that. And one of the things that we don't talk a whole lot about on this program is your general, because you don't like to talk about you a whole lot. You love talking about the kids, which is great. One of the things that I can appreciate the most about you. But I think people want to learn a little bit more about Billy Stanton, the guy that I know and love. And at the end of the day, talk to people out there about what motivates you, why you do what you do, why you're in the situation that you're in, the adversity that you've overcome over the years that you've been around, and why basketball has made you a better person.
Well, when I graduated from high school, I had a chance to go play golf at the college level. I decided that it probably wasn't the right fit for me. I always looked at college sports as it's great if you're going to go play at the next level. And I knew I wasn't going to go make the PGA Tour. So why not step down and say, you know what, let's go help somebody else out. I've been afforded great gifts. Coach Grisdale over Poland has given me so much. And the town of Poland has given me so much. Why can't I go give those gifts to somebody else? So I went ahead and got in at 18 coaching. And ever since then, I've been coaching. I went to school. I graduated from YSU. Ended up with a general studies. The joke has always been, if you need something generally studied, I can study it. I don't know what that really gets me.
The kind of, sort of.
Yeah, but they gave me a piece of paper and I got a degree. So I'm going back to get my special ed license because I fell in love with coaching. I really fell in love with coaching and helping young kids. And at the end of the day, the way that you can help young kids and you can coach is if you're in the school district and you're teaching. So I got 4 classes left, and I'm back into the school, and I'm going to teach special ed. But that's where it all comes down to. Is it comes down to back to, I know you said it, but it's going to kind of seem cliche, but it comes back to the kids. I enjoy working with the young kids, and making them better people and making change their lives. So that's what drives me. That's what drives me to coach. That's what drives me to wake up every morning and say, you know what, let's get these kids better. I mean, if I really love my job, and I know a lot of teachers will tell you, you know what, I can't stand going to work some days. I enjoy it. I really do. Even though that you sometimes have those kids that get on your nerves, making a kid smile and seeing them work a little bit harder because you pushed them to that, there's not a better feeling than that.
Coach Stanton, thank you so much for your time today. Good luck tonight, and good luck tonight bringing home a win to East Palestine, the second of the season, if we can pull it off. Good luck. Thank you very much for stopping in.
Thanks, DJ, and go Bulldogs.